Brer Rabbit's Frolic. The little boy, when he next saw Uncle Remus, after hearing how the animals went to the barbecue, wanted to know what happened to them. He was anxious to learn if any of them were hurt by the dogs that had been chasing Brother Rabbit. The old darky closed his eyes and chuckled. "You sure is axin' something now, honey. On his hat if he had any. Brer Rabbit had a mighty quick-thinking apparatus, and most ingenerally, all the time, the pranks he played on the other creatures pestered him both ways, comin' and a-gwine. The dogs done mighty well, long as they had dealings with the small fry, like Brer Fox and Brer Coon and Brer Wolf. But when they run agin old Brer Brer, they sure struck a snag. The most vigorous was the identical one that got the worst hurted. He got too close to Brer Brer, and when he looked at hisself in running water, he took notice that he was split wide open from flank to dewlap. After the ruckus was over, the creatures hobbled off home the best they could and laid round in the sun and shade for to let their cuts and gashes get good and well. When they got so they could scarce wait and pay the party calls, they agreed for to assemble somewheres and hit on some plan for to outdo Brer Rabbit. Well, they had the assembly and they jowed and jowed just like your pa do when he ain't feeling right well, but by and by they agreed upon a plan that looked like it might work. They agreed for to make out that they gwine to have a dance. They know that old Brer Rabbit was allus keen for that. They say they'll give him an invite. When he got there, they'd ask him for to play the fiddle, and if he fused, they'll close in on him and make way with him. So far, so good. But all the time they was jowering and confabbing, old Brer Rabbit was setting in a shady place in the grass, a-hearing every word they say. When the time come, he crope out, he did, and run round, and the first news they knowed, here he come down the big road, bookety-bookety, same as a hoss that broke through the pasture fence. He says he, "Well, old friends, howdy too, case I ain't seen y'all since the last time. Where the name of goodness has you been days odd come shorts, and how did you fare at that barbecue? If my two eyeballs ain't gone and got crooked, there's old Brer Brer. Him with the short tail and sharp tush, they one I'm hunting for. There's Brer Coon. I sure is in big luck. There's going to be a big frolic, Miss Meadows, and her and the gals want Brer Brer for to show 'em the roast and yah shuffle, and they put Brer Coon down for the jig they calls Rack-Back Davy. I'm to play the fiddle, something I ain't done since my oldest gal had the mumps and the measles, both the same day and hour. Well, this morning I tucked down the fiddle from where she was a-hanging at and drawed back the bow backwards and forwards a time or two. Then I shut my eyes and hit some of the old-time tune. When I come to myself, there was my whole blessed family skipping and sashaying round the room, in spite of the fact the breakfast was to be cooked." With that, Brer Rabbit bowed, he did, and went back down the road like the dogs was out of him. "But what happened then?" the little boy asked. "Nothing 'tall," replied Uncle Remus, taking up the chuckle where he had left off. "The creatures ain't had no dance. When they went to Miss Meadows, she put her head out the window and say, if they don't go off from there, she'll have the law on 'em.